What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a plate full of yummy goodness right here. I got some good old seafood. We're about to have ourselves a little mukbang Q&A, okay, y'all? Let's jump right into it. I feel like this first question is kind of a little piggyback off of the Smacks or Facts that me and Brad did. If you guys didn't see that video, make sure to check it out. Hilarious. So the question is Brad allowed to have a celebrity crush? And if so, do you know who it is? He got one for sure. His celebrity crush is Alicia Keys. Whew. All I did was eat a piece of sausage. My mouth already on fire. Okay, how did you guys meet? Now, this is a question that I've already seen quite a few times. And although I would love to sit here and tell it to y'all while I eat this mussel, that gotta be a whole nother video. Having such a public life, does it get difficult? I'd say yes and no. It has its days where it's a little bit tougher, and then it has its days where you don't even like get fazed by it. Brad and I live a rather private life anyways. Like, we post on social media, yeah, but we post what we want to be seen. We're homebodies. We don't really be out much unless we go into a restaurant or bowling or to the movies or something. So I don't feel like that's something that really gets to me or bothers me, honestly. How tall are you? I'm a big bitch. I'm 5'11", but I love it. And let me just say, when I was growing up, I hated how tall I was. I felt like people used to make fun of me. I was taller than all the boys. I come from tall parents though. My dad is 7'2", my mom is 5'11", 6 foot, around there. I was destined to be tall. How do you keep the spice in your marriage, especially during quarantine? Any date nights? Give us some details. I feel like even just outside of quarantine, keeping the spice in your dating life and your marriage, I feel like that's so important. Especially once you have kids, sometimes you tend to forget about your partner. You forget to make time for yourselves, like just for you two, like how you used to do before the kids. And I feel like that's something that me and Brad made a conscious decision on when we started having our kids, was to like always make sure we still make time for us, because it's our love, it's our passion, it's our relationship that got these babies here in the first place. Gotta keep that. Speaking of babies, how many kids do you guys want? Before we had any kids, we was like, we both come from big families. We want 5, we want 6, we want all the kids. We want to start in 5 ourselves, right? I went through labor one time, and then a second time right after, that 5 or 6 turned to about 3 or 4 real quick. Pregnancy is such a beautiful thing, but there's parts of it that are rough. I'm not gonna tell too much into my pregnancies because I'm actually gonna do a labor and delivery vlog. Any tips for smaller YouTubers who get discouraged when their subscribers are small? Girl, I'm a small YouTuber. I'm just starting this. My videos don't be getting tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views. Stick to it. If you enjoy this, if it's something that you have a passion for, if you like being in front of the camera, if you like talking to people, if you have dreams of being on TV, whatever it is, if you feel like this is something that's gonna help you get closer to that and that's gonna help you feel good about yourself, girl, who cares if you got 1 subscriber? You do it for you. How long did it take you to build your brand? I actually officially launched xoxo by Kamiah in March of 2017, but I had been talking about it for the last 3, 4, 5 years, but actively working to get it going. I'd say it took about a year to get everything up and going into where I wanted it to be, into where I felt it was good enough to present it to the public. And just being completely transparent, it's still a work in progress. I'm still building it, I'm still growing it, I'm still learning, I'm still making mistakes, I'm still learning from them. Like, I feel like entrepreneurship is something that you don't get to a level and then you get complacent, or you don't get to a level and then you get stagnant. I feel like it's something that like you gotta keep going at all times. You gotta stay hungry, you gotta stay on top of it. I feel like it's a constant go, go, go. So make sure y'all got time if you get into it, and patience. Ooh, patience, something I struggle with. How often does Brad have to be gone with basketball? It's crazy y'all ask that because he's actually gone right now. He's on his first road trip. He's gone a lot. It gets tough. Before we had kids, I used to travel to damn near all the games, at least all the ones in the cities that like I wanted to go to, where I had family or friends and stuff at. But now that I got 2 babies, I just go to the home games, and usually I'll take the kids. Sometimes I'll leave them home, especially if it's gonna be a late night. I feel like I'm not really gonna know the level of difficulty it is of him being gone so much until maybe this season or maybe next, just because now like the kids recognize when he's gone. Deuce earlier was like, Mommy, Daddy's at work. Mommy, call Daddy. Call Daddy, I wanna talk to Daddy. Just trying to navigate it day by day, step at a time. But hey, We love supporting him. We love watching him go out there and do what he absolutely loves. I love cheering him on. The kids love it. It's like so cool that the kids are gonna have their own superhero to look up to, like their daddy. Are y'all married or engaged? We are married, honey. I ain't got my band on, but we is married. What is your favorite soul food restaurant in LA?
So I feel like I have two.
I would say the answer is Simply Wholesome, because what I get from there is considered to be soul food. I keep eating this shrimp, I want something else. But some people wouldn't classify that as a soul food restaurant. So I would say probably M&M's. What was your first job? So this is funny, because I actually kind of had more than one job at a time. I was a sales rep at Hollister, and my second job, yes, all at 15/16, because when it was time to work, my parents was like, you gotta work, honey. I used to wash dogs at this little like dog grooming place that was in the shopping center across the street from my house, and I loved it. But the problem was I wanted every damn dog that I washed. I'm gonna tell you why I stopped working there though. I had this bulldog come in one time, y'all, and it was the first time I had ever had a request on a dog washing order for anal glands. And I'm like, I don't know what this means. So I asked one of the ladies and she explained it to me what it meant and told me what I had to do. And I was like, I gotta do that or you gonna do that? And she was like, no, it's your dog, you're getting paid for it. You gotta do it, you gotta do the dirty work. Y'all is the most disgusting thing I've ever had to do in my life. Do you have siblings? I do, I have brothers and sisters. Let's see. How have you enjoyed living in the DMV so far? What are the pros and cons? I love it out here, honestly. I'm a homebody, so at the end of the day, I feel like I can adapt to anywhere I live. One of the pros, or something I should say I appreciate most about living out here, is that I get to experience all 4 seasons. Growing up in California, we got summer, we got fall-ish, and we got spring, which is really like summer too. I feel like just being out here and seeing, you know, the transition from it being blazing ass hot in the summer to like it turning to fall and all of the leaves turning like bright red and bright orange and bright yellow, and then it turning into winter and having snow, and then back into spring and the cherry blossoms blossoming. I just feel like it's so beautiful. That's something that I definitely appreciate. But at the same time, you can't beat California weather, so I definitely miss home, y'all. Is baby number 3 coming soon? I hear you joke about it all the time, but what's up? Baby number 3 is technically already supposed to be in my belly right now, because we were supposed to have our wedding ceremony this past August. We wanted to wait until our 5-year to have our ceremony. So we're gonna have it this past August, but obviously Corona the virus just done messed everything up. So we had to push our wedding ceremony back a year. So now it's next August of 2021. If you do the math on it, I ain't trying to walk down the aisle pregnant. So we're just gonna wait, and hopefully on the honeymoon, I can get pregnant with a little baby girl, because that's what I'm manifesting. A little baby girl. Brad swear he don't want a girl, but he know deep down he does. Every man needs a daughter. Every man needs a daughter. Advice on how to stay positive and motivated about your goals. I feel like this answer kind of ties into what I said earlier about the girl that asked the question about, you know, being a small YouTuber and how to stay encouraged and everything. I feel like you have to have self-motivation first and foremost. You have to want it for yourself from within. Sometimes I feel like even for myself, it's hard to find that motivation deep down. It's hard to just keep going sometimes. And that's when I turn to other sources for sense of motivation, like my kids. I gotta do it for them. I got 2 young boys who didn't ask to be here and are completely dependent on me and their fathers. I gotta do it for them. I do it for my husband. I gotta be a reflection of him. I have to make him proud. I have to represent him in a good light. I do it for my parents. They struggle and suffer and sacrifice and go through everything they went through for me to just be complacent or me just be average. So I feel like I owe it to so many different people. The collective makes me have that ambition and that drive to just go be the best that I could be in every area and every aspect, and I ain't stopping until I get there. How is it being married to an NBA player? I was waiting on that question. In all honesty, it's so many different things. It's fun, it's stressful, full of adventures, a lot of time alone. There's so many things that people from the outside looking in just like, oh, you have money, it's lavish, you get to go on trips. All that stuff's cool, but there's also weeks on end that I don't see my husband, or days where he might not have a good day at practice and he comes home and he's in a bad mood and just wants to chill and be by himself, or games where the outcome isn't what it should have been, and now he mad and just keep to himself, watch films. Ooh. How is it with 2 under 2? I no longer have 2 under 2, because Deuce 2, and Braylon will be 2 this year, and then Deuce will be 3. But when I had 2 under 2, especially like in the beginning, it was rough. Whew. I feel like it was non-stop. Like, you gotta change a diaper over here, this baby crying over here, get a bottle over here. I just feel like it was non-stop. But listen, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, that is the truth, honey. My village, I am forever thankful for. Couldn't do it without y'all. How do you know your husband was the right one for you? I feel like this is the hardest question to answer because it's like something just clicks inside. Like you just feel something. It's like a switch flips. You thought you was in love before, or you thought you loved somebody before. You may have loved somebody before, that might have been the case, but you thought you was in love, and that person come along and love you right, and you love them back, you'd be like, so this is love. When that one comes along, you will know. There will be not a doubt in your mind. There will be not a question. It works, it fits, it feels good internally. I've been married to my husband for 5 years now, and I still get butterflies when he kisses me, or when he randomly comes up to me and kisses my forehead, or sends me a text throughout the day just telling me how much he loves me and what an amazing mother I am. Those things still like I just melt. Said I wasn't gonna talk about this, but y'all keep asking, do you regret being on Love and Hip Hop, and would you go back to being on TV? The answer is yes, I do regret it, because all exposure ain't good exposure, all attention ain't good attention, and I felt like that show just was not a good representation of who I am. And it's not to knock anybody on the show, it's not to knock the franchise, none of that. Get it how you live. I just feel like for me personally, no, that wasn't for me. Would I go back on TV? Absolutely. It has always been a dream of mine to be an actress. I feel like if a real opportunity were to present itself, then 1000% I will be back on the TV. We've had some people reach out to talk to Brad and I about doing like our own show about our family. We've kind of teeter-tottered on that. It's difficult because although it's fun, we're also private people, and our life is already so much more in the public eye than we would like for it to be. I don't know, it's just, it's tough. Are you close with any NBA wives? I am. I have quite a few of the girls that I'm cool with, but like close friends. Obviously, y'all know Mackenzie, Sabrina Galloway, Elena, one of my good friends, her husband's a coach, Kristen, Amanda. I know I'm gonna get cussed out because I know I'm forgetting some people. It's a bunch of them. Stephanie, Alexis, Lauren, Hannah, Kendra. Oh, I know it's more I'm forgetting. Ooh! I feel like a lot of times people have the preconception that like basketball wives are bitches, or they're stuck up, or they're sedity, and like every single girl that I just named, and even the ones that I didn't name that I'm cool with, they all real, they all bosses, they all are amazing mothers, those who have kids. As Amanda would say, I'm the awesome TT. I have some genuine relationships that I built with some other basketball wives. Wouldn't trade those relationships for the world. Absolutely love them. How is your best friend? Chaz is good. I miss her. I was spending so much time with her during the off season when we were in LA, and now I'm back in DC, and I'm like, I can't just pick up the phone and call her and be like, can you come over? Or can you come do my hair? Or can you just come see me? When you get comfortable in the moment of being able to just pick up the phone and call somebody and just link like that, to like go back to being across the world from them, it just makes you appreciate that time that you got to spend with them that much more. Let me try to find one more. How did you produce so much breast milk when you were nursing? And y'all gonna hate me for this. My breastfeeding journey and just what I went through from like not really producing milk in the beginning to producing so much milk that I had to buy 2 separate deep freezers to put in the garage because I had so much milk. I have so many amazing tips that I can give to you guys that I can share with you so that it can hopefully make breastfeeding and the experience and the journey a little bit easier for you. I will give away one tip. Actually, I'll give you more than one, because I feel like I still have so much to tell you about that anyway. Sharing a few things won't hurt. Drink a lot of water, like literally a gallon a day just gets you by. Another thing that I would do when my supply would be running a little bit low, obviously you have to pick and choose when you do this because what's best for your baby is always gonna be priority. Say I would like do my nighttime nursing sesh with one of the babies and put him to bed, and I know he's gonna be asleep for like the next 6 hours or 7 hours or so. And as soon as I'm done nursing, I would go and immediately pump both breasts right after. And then I would chug a Corona, a Blue Moon, a Shock Top, just some type of beer. And that was one of my best secrets. My mom actually told me that that. I was like, girl, that shit don't work. And she told me to try it, and I did. And let me tell you something. I woke up that next morning, even though like alcohol gets out of your breast milk at the same rate as it does your bloodstream, so for sure 7 hours later, all of the beer was out of my breast milk, but I'm still like super cautious about stuff like that. I pumped 5 ounces from each boob, dumped it out. I hate wasting milk. Wanted to make sure my baby wasn't getting no shock top, Corona, Blue Moon, whatever I had that day. Like even after pumping 10 ounces, 5 ounces off of each boob, my breasts were still so big and so engorged and just so like sensitive to the touch. I pumped 11 more ounces out of each breast, like drinking that beer, right hand to God. I was like, this all I had to do all along? This video is starting to get a little bit long though, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see a part 2. Feel free to even leave some questions down below in the comments and I will answer them down there. I'll respond in the comment section. Let me know what else you guys want to see on the channel. More stuff with the kids, mommy and me stuff, more tutorials, cooking with Cam. I got some pranks on the way, but listen, y'all, I gotta be real strategic with what I do with these pranks because I ain't trying to have that shit backfire on me because he gets to pranking me back. We gonna be fighting. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Don't miss another one. I'll see y'all soon.